everybody, thank you for tuning back in. This video is going to be focused on two different 69 Camaros that we've been working on, both in totally different stages of the process, so I'm trying to keep it separate and make it easy for you guys to tell. This is also a 70 Nova paint job that we did for a friend of ours. It's more of a race car style paint job. We also are getting this 94 Supra stripped and finding quite a bit more damage than we expected. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for all of your support. I hope you enjoy. So, for this panel dive that we're having right here with this aftermarket fender, you gonna open that door? So it's grabbing.
It was.
On the corner. Well, it was real bad, but we already got it quite a bit. So we're using this to pull that panel gap out so that it'll clear. So I'll show you when we're done. So as you can see now, it's still about a 1/16 of an inch sitting in too far, but go ahead and open it. So now it's clearing when it opens. Obviously when it's painted, it would grab.
Yeah.
But this needs shaved back. As you can see, the aftermarket fender, it like bows out right here slightly. So we're gonna pull this gap a little bit more, and then Jesse will shave it back and add a little bit of TIG weld in there to fill the edge so that it clears, and that's it. I say that's it like it's easy, but we just need to get it to open and not hit. Now just like that, we're about spot on. So you could say that's maybe a 32nd of an inch in, but that's as close as we're gonna get it. So now we just need to shave it back, finalize that gap. On the hood, we have a pretty consistent gap, pretty decent hood profile, except it dives down in the front right here. So I think that's pretty common with these AMD hoods. The last Camaro we had, same thing. So we just need to relieve these spot welds on the corner and pull the skin up and re-spot weld that. This side is gonna be the same thing the other side. Need to pull that out a little bit, but the middle gap is a little wider here. So Jesse will need to do a little bit of tagging here to make that consistent, but it is supposed to be a little wider there to account for the doors swinging in. Then we got here, that was all boogered up. I don't know what they did there, but aftermarket door thing. So we'll fix that. These gaps need filled in for the trim. So we already fit some trim, and it's got a little bit of gap, specifically on this side right here. And then we got this. I don't know what they did there, but split the quarter panel, so Jesse's gonna need to make something there. We got gaps here on this little filler panel. So you can see my finger underneath of it. So that is gonna need a little patch underneath and seam sealed. So it's supposed to be seam sealed right there, but that's too big. That gap's too big. Got the door to rocker fitment pretty good. Yeah, just little stuff. So up here, need to weld a little bit once that windshield trim is in. Header panel fits pretty nice, especially for an aftermarket piece. But yeah, fitment time.
Goes well on that.
Okay, drop it back down. So there's where it was. So Jesse has the panels split, and he can easily move it up or down without tweaking the skin. So he heated up this little scraper that he had to make to release the glue up in there, because if you try to do this with the glue,
Right, I'm selling them.
it'll
$19.99.
yeah. Yep. So if you try to do it with the glue, that'll really buckle the hood. So yeah, he's just gonna raise it up, put a little self tapper in it to hold it. Probably not that much. Probably.
Okay, you guess, and I'll tap it.
Probably about there. Yeah, go there, down.
Think?
Yeah, go there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll test it.
Let's see, I guess they can watch live. Go ahead.
Put it down.
Oop, come here.
How was it catching your edge?
Oh, tip tap.
Might be catching here too. Okay, so are we even
Look
there?
at that, dude. Yeah, look at that.
And boom.
That's great.
Look at that. Header panel fitment, great. Fender fit, great. Hood edge, push it down. Yep, there. Yeah. Say right there. So go ahead and plug weld that with some TIG.
Is that good where you went?
Yep.
Yeah, because right there is even with the side and the header panel.
Yep, that's great. Cool.
I got 2 cuts.
You'll have that.
Hazard pay. Make me bleed. I think it's from all this.
Probably is. We should probably vacuum that.
Of the precipice of nothing new, fell into question all I held as truth. Seems there's holes in all my fairy tales, despite my passion to preach them well. A yell hushed after many long-worn years, not a failure to launch but to persevere. Being one so close to write upon my heart, a testament I've since torn apart. Testament I've since torn apart. All these rings around my wrist, how they scream who I am in this, who I am in this. Well, I'm not sanctified and I'm not free. There's no
on this, the contour of the trunk is a little off to the quarter panel. This is pretty common with these. So the other side isn't as bad, but it still sits up a little too high here. So everything else is pretty good. Pretty in line. So we're going to use a 2x4 to beat this edge down where we want it. It like helps bend everything evenly without putting any crazy stretches in it. And then another common thing with these, even on original cars, these rear gaps for the trunk to the filler panel, they always sit like that. So Jesse's gonna weld a rod after he gets this sat down where it needs to. He's gonna weld a rod on both here, obviously not all the way across, there to here. Now, because it's supposed to be like that, we're going to still leave it with a little bit of a rake on the edges, but this is excessive. So we're gonna fix that. Today, Jesse's been working on the fitment. So he's TIG welding the gaps, filing them down to get everything nice and consistent. So that side's great. And this side, it's also great. So bottom of the door to the rocker was great already. Here, he needed to shave the skin back and then TIG weld the skin to the structure because it splits the edge when you grind it back. But they're aftermarket doors, so only so much we can do. So that's what we had to do. Got this gap, very nice. Got her hood. That's done. The edges are all in line. Everything's moving smooth. So, as you can see, Jesse's just tack welding this rod on the bottom. So he likes to just tack instead of doing a continuous bead. So a lot of people tell you with TIG to do a continuous bead and then hammer and dolly, but a lot of times you don't have the ability to access the backside of the panel, like when you're doing gaps, for example, like this. So to access the backside of that, you'd really need to, well, to properly hammer and dolly it, you'd need to pull this quarter skin off, and then you can lay it down and really get to that. Same thing with this fender, you can't access the back brace. So it's really important to control your heat, and this does a great job of that. So right now, Jesse's making the bottom of the trunk gap more consistent with the rake on each side. But once he's done, so he's gonna essentially go all the way around and just do this until it's completely full. And then the weld is also a lot more malleable and soft, so it's easy to grind that. And if he does need to hammer and dolly, we do have access to the back lip. So he really could run a continuous bead, but we like this way better. So
You don't give away all my secrets.
yeah, I guess so. Well, if anybody can manage to TIG weld sheet metal, then they kind of deserve to get a little bit of help.
That's okay.
So this is pretty much the hardest TIG welding you can do. So some people say aluminum is difficult, but I'm thinking sheet metal is the most challenging in our experience.
Yeah, you look at it wrong and it works.
Yeah. Yep. And if you don't control your heat, you can blow through pretty easy. But Jesse's got the hang of it at this point, so yeah, we'll show you when we're done. Continuing on the gaps on this 69.
Scratch.
So we got our front windshield trim in, and this will change a little bit when the glass comes in because it'll just kick this out a little bit more, make it flatter because it's kind of leaning down in, but you can get an idea of what we're doing. So Jesse needs to fill this gap, which is basically going to put a, what is this, 3/32?
Yeah.
TIG rod and TIG that onto there, and then just shave it down until it meets that flush. And then the other side, it's a little worse. So basically same thing though. And then the rear is not too hateful. So the top fits pretty good along the back of the skin. Then right here, there's a little gap right there. Needs welded. And then the other side, a little worse. So you can see that gap right there. Just needs welded. Yeah, not bad.
All I've been able to wield, it's been my sword and even been my shield. And death, though death is my only home, the grave so familiar I could call it my own. 'Cause a loving grace could only go so far as to show my wounds and reveal my scars. Medicine I've taken to get well, but the aftertaste is that of my own hell. The aftertaste is that of my own hell. Well, I'm not sanctified and I'm not free. There's no love that's come to rescue me. Bend my heart and even break my knees, but it's these chains that are defining me. Oh, it's these chains that are defining me. Oh, it's these chains that are defining me.
So we're getting the rear seat that Nathan and Jesse fabricated to fit in there. And it's going to Mike Lane to get the roll cage. So we got it in epoxy and getting this stuff loosely fit in there.
Let's throw
This is to simulate where the two glass meet. Huh?
We gotta put the. We need to put the
Door panels, yeah. So this is not our typical rotisserie restoration type of job. This is a race car for a friend of ours. So we're trying to do this in as quickly the amount of hours as we can. So this is not being stripped and not being fully blown apart, but we're gonna do our best with it and it'll be pretty when it's done. So we just got body work on this one, and then I can get it primed probably twice. Then we can start disassembling and paint jams and edges, and I gotta spray the roll cage and a bunch of BS to do. So let's continue. So this is the other 69 Camaro that we painted last week. So we're working on quite a few of these things. She's gonna get scared when she turns around.
Oh
shoot! Oh my gosh, I hate you. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. I don't like you. That's fucked up.
I figured your locks didn't work and that that scared you?
Yeah, my blood pressure needs to come back down. Shaking.
So there are levels to trying. Let's cover up his van. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That is rough.
Don't look at me and say that.
I'm looking at the bodywork on this damn door. Bad. Not good. The bodywork, not you. Your bodywork's good.
You're gross. I'm calling HR. I'm calling HR.
Are you HR?
Yeah. Ready to see what's under this quarter panel?
I guess so.
Okay, go for it.
Damn, we're still at the
Holy moly, guacamole.
Oh my god. What in the world? Where's the metal?
Oh my gosh, that's really hot. Oh my gosh.
All right, we have another one masked up and ready to paint. So I'm gonna lay epoxy, primer, sealer, base coat, and clear coat. So this is a buddy of ours' car. So it was a race car, and was pretty nice, all things considered, but it had some issues, had some various blistering and stuff and bubbles. So we took care of the majority of that. We had pulled off this front fender molding, and we were gonna pull all the moldings off, but this car's been painted like 4 times and they were never removed, and I was nervous about getting it sitting tight to the body again, all of them. And I had a certain amount of hours to work with, so I just didn't want to put time into something that wasn't as important as getting the body super straight. So that's what we did. And it was a little bit of a fight to get it real nice and straight with the moldings on, but we got it. And then we epoxied the whole thing in our anti-corrosive high build epoxy, blocked all that, and now we're gonna epoxy it again and then base and clear. So it's ready to go.
Honey, running out of your winter coat. Oh, why do you feel so cold? Oh, but baby, falling out of your sleeves again. Oh, why do I feel so cold? Are you something waiting out for me? Why are you crying? There's a red heart on your sleeve. Oh, when you kill me, and I don't feel a thing. How do you feel me? With your remorse and sympathy. Are you something waiting out for me? Why are you crying?
This thing is wavy as sin.
There's a red heart on your sleeve.
So Nikki is on the first stage of buff now. Getting this all sanded. So she's still got 2 more rounds of polish after this. This is just the first initial cut to get rid of the 5000 grit, which is down here. We're also stripping this thing. So the engine bay I'm holding off on until Jesse can TIG weld all these holes. So the battery tray holes are getting done, and then all of these holes that are circled are no longer being used. So all those we're gonna get rid of, and then we'll strip the engine bay to metal also. So the exterior, we have found some things, as you guys have seen on these short little clips that I've been including. So this side wasn't too terrible. There was a couple dents that they had put way too much filler on. You saw that clip where it was just crazy wavy right here, and it wasn't even bad. It really doesn't even have any dents. It's got a couple little dings here and there, but there was no attempt made to fix any of this stuff. A little bit of an attempt there, but not a very valiant attempt. So we're gonna do our best with this. We cannot get quarter panels for it, so we just got to work with what we got and do better than what they did. So I got some ideas for this stuff. So I'm gonna have to use a stud welder for some of it. So it's not gonna be the cleanest of repairs, but it's not really the cleanest of damage. So we got 2 new fenders coming. We have a new OEM hood coming, OEM fenders, searching for bumpers, searching for a rear bumper. I think I have a lead on a rear bumper that we can get. Really need the rear bumper before we can do any of our pulling and fixing back there. We need to test fit the bumper so I know where it needs to be. So we can do measuring, but it's not going to be as reliable as fitting the actual panel. So we'll do both. But this should be an epoxy next week. Nikki got another new buffer.
I said I didn't want to film today. I don't look cute.
Nikki doesn't feel very good today, but she's being a trooper.
I'm not buffing today, but I will.
You got me one.
So yeah, pretty easy. So I got these batteries.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I already charged my batteries.
Oh, did you? Dang.
Oh, did you guys order it from Amazon or something?
No, from Home Depot.
Oh, okay. You got delivered?
These are nice.
Damn.
So we got Nikki the brushless battery one, because she's replaced brushes I don't even know how many times in the corded one. I figured it was going to be heavy.
That is weird. It's sideways.
Oh, I like it better that it's sideways. That's cool.
You might be able to hit more with it.
It's
not
slow.
hit the battery.
It's slow too. I was worried that it was just gonna be like.
Yeah, she was like, since
Oh,
it's
thank
electric, is
God.
it gonna...
You
And I
can't
was,
even feel it.
I was like, the other one
You
is
know, like when you-
electric too. You
Yeah.
plug it
Start
in.
a drill and like
Yeah.
it's not like that at all. Feel
Yeah, new presents.
that. It's
really
heavy
nice.
though.
Did a good arm workout in.
I'm gonna get some arm
That feels good.
So she can go ahead and do her second stage of polish with the rotary on this. And then the last 1 to 2 stages, usually it ends up being 2 passes of micro polish on the orbital. That turning out good.
Yeah, no, it's literally, it's lighter.
It's lighter.
It's lighter. Feel it.
Oh yeah.
It's close. This is lighter.
I would hope that they would try. Yeah, I think it is
I
lighter.
think it's a little lighter.
It is a little lighter.
It's probably better balanced because the weight's on the bottom instead of the weight being in the
Just
head.
straight on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Out with the old, in with the new, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the like 7th one that
Hold it
we
there
wait.
for
This one's Austin's, right?
That one's mine.
This one's the
no,
working.
I gave it back to Austin.
Oh, so this is a burnout one
That's the burnout.
from
Look.
2022.
I think this is melted.
Oh
and
yeah.
It cracked, and we
Yep,
can't get
so
it
we
out.
can't get the brushes out, and this is 2022. So she's replaced brushes in this like 3 times. So that's brushless.
Working, promise. Working.
Sound deadening.
I'm working, yeah. I'm working.
Okay. Nikki wasn't feeling the best today, so she wanted to just go ahead and get the sound deadening on. So she's gonna do the inside of the doors, inside of the quarter panels, door recorder, and it'll be done.